Hello and welcome. And welcome back to my YouTube channel, Ash Knows Travel, where I go over everything travel. And of course, it's me, Ash. And today we are doing a live travel advisor training for identifying lookers and bookers. Now, hear me out. That is a term that I came up with. So if anybody ever tells you that they came up with that, they're lying because it was like a joke, but it's serious. As travel advisors, we need to know how to identify people that are just looking, and we need to identify people that are actually wanting to book. And that is what this training is going to teach you today. So if you haven't already, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys know when I'm going live. Next month, I already decided that I'm going to be going live, but in the evening. So you want to make sure you subscribe so you can see those times. I believe it's going to be at 5 p.m. PST because I got some feedback that I need to do evening trainings, not during the day. And that's fine. We'll switch it up a bit and we'll try it and we'll see how it works. So make sure you guys subscribe to my channel so you can get notifications on when I'm going to be going live. All right, let's go ahead and of course dive into this training. Remove this. Move. 1 second. There we go. Let's go ahead and dive in. Now, this is probably one of my best trainings that I've ever done. I'm not trying to, I'm humble. But listen, this was a game changer for a lot of people. I have done this live training, done this live in person because it's such a good training. So get ready to get some knowledge, get a pen and paper, dive deep, and we're going to really figure out how you can tell immediately right away if people are actually going to book or not. Let's go. Now, before I get into it, I always like to introduce myself because a lot of people see me for the first time. So, of course, if you haven't met me before, I've been with Evolution and Archer Travel now for over 3 years. In those 3 years, I've been top presenter, leader, travel mentorship trainer, and of course, I specialize in marketing, mentoring, group getaways, and destination weddings. Also, a lot of all-inclusive and cruises, but it's always in a group setting. I don't know why. My favorite thing to do, honestly, is to learn about different niches. I think there's just so many types of travel out here that I don't know about, and I chat GPT it. I love to learn about different niches, and I love to learn about different ways to market them. Any type of marketing, that's a lot of my trainings here are marketing because that's one of the biggest things that we do as travel advisors. And of course, I'm always here if you need help. All right. A lot of you guys have reached out to me, and I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I do ask though if you can message me on my regular page, like my Ashley Albancali page, and not my travel business page, because a lot of you guys go to spam, and I don't want you to ever think that I'm ignoring you. So if you guys need help, feel free to reach out to me there. And when I'm in this training, if I'm not responding to you, it's because I'm not in my studio. Some reason that when you go live on YouTube, you can't see the responses until I go back to the studio of YouTube. But if I'm sharing my screen like I am, I have to look at the screen. So I'm not ignoring you. I will answer you at the end. Okay. So let's go ahead and dive in. A little bit of an overview. We're going to talk about basic qualifications that are going to help you identify them, how to identify lookers. We're going to talk about important additional questions that can also help you in the long run, available to identify bookers as well. And then we're also going to go and then at the end and talk about time loss prevention. It's going to be the basic connecting part for these two that's going to kind of make that time a little bit less for deciding on how far you want to go with a quote. All right. So basic qualifications. Now, this is going to really pertain to your inquiry form, but I want you to get in a habit. A lot of the times people don't do inquiry forms. Let's be honest here. And doesn't it drive us insane? Like, if you would just fill out the form, I could get you so much information, but a lot of us don't want to. Fine. Okay. So I need you to learn now how to qualify people over the phone, because that's what happens a lot, or even in text messages or in email. I need you to know all the important qualification questions. Okay. These are it. When do you want to go? If it's, wow, am I dying? Sorry. When they want to go is a really big reason. One, if it's a season, I need to make sure it's the best season to go during that time. Okay. What happens during that season? If it's spring break, okay. If it's a wedding season and they're booking a wedding, is it going to be sold out? right? And two, what type of environment am I sending these people to? That's run right there. That's the first thing you need to consider, especially when it comes with the dates. Okay, so when, not just the date and times, we need exactly the season that they're going into. Next, are they flexible? This is a big deal. If they have exact dates for a trip, it's really kind of hard to book, right? But if they have a little bit of flexibility of, I need to go from between these 2 weeks, but I want 5 to 7 days, that helps us, right? Holidays. The reason I say holidays is because holidays are more expensive. So these three qualifications that I'm looking at automatically, when I ask them, okay, what dates do you want? I'm automatically thinking, okay, if they want the beginning of August, the early of September, what is that? Labor Day weekend, right? What does that tell me? It's probably going to be expensive or sold out. So I need to double check, right? And I would probably do that before I even give a quote. Let me double check real quick. So next, the type of travel that they want to do. Um, a lot of people these days like personalized travel. They don't like booking through Expedia. So they could be coming to you, with just a basic hotel and flight. They might be coming to you with a cruise, right? If it's international, we need to make sure that they have their passport. If it's restrictions based off of the country they're going to, we need to look that up. Who are going? The next one. How many people? Because that means how many rooms we need. And then we need to know if it's a group, if we need to know their ages, because certain promotions only allow us to go up to like age 12, 13, especially on cruises for those deals, the kids free. That stops at a certain age. If your kid's 17, that's an adult. I hate to say it, but that's what they view it as, right? And then any accessibility needs that they might have. They might need extra legroom on an airplane. They might need in a hotel, handicap accessible room. They might need a scooter. There's a lot, and we can do all of that. And then why? Why is a really good one because why tells me that you're going to travel regardless. If you have no reason why to travel, then you might be looking. But if I know that you're going to go for your cousin's birthday, then you're going to go regardless. So I just need to impress you with my quote, right? So how does it sound if you're a looker? Okay, we know the basic qualifications. And now listen to these responses. These are examples of what lookers would say to you when you're asking these types of questions. I am checking prices. Oof, what does that tell me? It tells me they're automatically going to take whatever I send them and they're going to search it on Expedia. So I better check it before. The biggest one. Oof, I don't know where I want to go. Can you look for me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You better have some kind of area, some kind of Caribbean. Do not send yourself down a down spiral. You need to send out some qualifying questions, right? I don't really have a budget in mind. That's not true. Every person has a budget. Every single person has a price that they are willing to pay. And a lot of the times when it comes to vacations, it depends on the value. If I am paying a little bit more, but the value I'm getting for the vacation is a wow factor, then I don't care. So I need an idea. We need just a rough budget of what you're looking for and what we can pack into it, right? We are not really sure on the dates. That can be risky because that means that you are sending the quote out and they don't even know if they can go. Can you get me some deals? This one. If you're a new travel advisor, because a lot of times new travel advisors watch this training, you will get this. This is the first thing that you get right off the bat. Can you get me some deals? You're getting that question because you haven't started posting deals yet. And they think because you're a new travel advisor that you're going to get them some deals. You do not want these kind of clients. Our job as a travel advisor is to advise them on travel, not get them deals. Are we going to get some deals? Absolutely. But that's not why they're here with us. They're here with us so we can take care of them. So you got to change that right off the bat, that mindset. I'm not here to get you the cheapest price available. I need to show you why you can book with me. Why should you let me take care of this for you? That's the mindset that you have to have. It's all about value when it comes to travel, guys. If there's a lot of value in it, the price tag is not going to matter as much as of what they're getting. That's how we wow them. That's how we get them, right? Next one. I found this online. I want to see if you get it cheaper. Now, this one could go either way. Okay, sometimes we can get it cheaper, but if you can't, then they're just looking. Okay, don't pressure yourself into a spiral because you're looking for these cheaper prices, and don't get upset if you can't find it always the cheaper price, because a lot of the times, if this ever happens, there's two things that goes down. One, they don't send you the exact details, so the taxes and all of that's not included. And then two, they probably have some kind of reward program that they're not telling you about, and they probably added in their points and they didn't show it to you. Right? But at least they're checking with you. That's nice of them. So what I like to show now is what I consider serious buyers versus tire kickers. I like this one. So a serious buyer, guys, I've been here for 3 years. I can tell you, a serious buyer knows dates or has a time frame because they know they're going to travel then. They have a destination in mind. Typically, people who want to go somewhere have an idea of where they want to go. And we can persuade them on this by posting deals. So I'm going to give you an example. I started posting a bunch of Canva flyers. I have a training on this next month. And these Canva flyers are just mock bookings. And I just drafted them up. And every day I go in there and I switch it out a little bit and I post it again. I posted it since, I want to say, like 3 days ago now, almost 3-4 days ago. And I've had 2 inquiries from it. Just a simple flyer. Now, these people had no idea where they wanted to go. And I persuaded them by showing them a tour of Italy was one of them, and then a Jamaica resort was the other. That was fine too. That qualifies. Okay. Talks about budget. If they are concerned about money, then they probably want to book because they're going to pay. If they avoid any question about money, or if you ask them about a budget repeatedly and they avoid you, then it's a red flag. If they tell you, where's the cheapest place to go right now? You can give them a few suggestions, but do not start a downward spiral, because your idea of cheap will never typically match the idea of cheap for a client. Let's be honest. Then next one, ask about booking process. How do I book this? How do I set this up with you? How do you take my payment? That's a good sign. A lot of them, if they don't, they're just comparing. They'll tell you, I'm just comparing for now. I've had that happen. Responds quickly and then ghost you after you reply. These two can go either way, because I have had scenarios where people won't talk to me for a few days and I'm just like, whatever. And then I will go back in and I have a thing at the end. I'll show you what I do, but I check one more time, right? So if they don't reply to you after a while, then obviously they're tire kickers. They have no intention of booking, right? They just wanted to get the price. So it happens. And sometimes it's just practice for us. So questions to qualify to make sure that this doesn't happen. Now, it still can happen, but this is going to lessen your chances a little bit less, I guess, of the chance that they're just actually looking. And you can qualify them this in the early parts. Now, if I can get these kind of questions out, and if they have certain answers and I can identify that they are a looker, what do I do with that? I'm going to spend a little bit less time probably looking for prices, right? So, first question. And additionally to, I've already qualified them on my inquiry form. Now I'm talking to them. If I just notice any red flags, immediately I'm like, oh, so you already have pricing. Did you work with another agency? Like, are you talking to another agent, or like, do you have like, point system or something that you're using? This is important because you want to see who you're competing with and what they provide as an advantage. Okay. I've done this before with a wedding. There was a lady that had a travel joy and she was sending it to all of her people to book this wedding, right? She was adding an additional $300 per room on top of whatever else she's making, per commission. Additional $300. We were making like $500 off the room. So she was making $800. Now, I did not know this in the beginning, and I got hit up with a quote request. And then I was like, sent out their quote request, minding my business. A few days later, I get a message from another person that wants to book the room. And they're like, why are you so much cheaper than the person that's hosting this and I'm booking through? They sent me the Travel Joy. And I said, oh my God, that's why. And of course, I booked a few of the rooms. But now that sounds like I stole a booking. But you know what? That's their problem. That's why are you charging so much additionally? We cannot be greedy here, right? Because there's always somebody else that's looking around the corner. So my me being able to see, I just asked her, I'm like, where are you seeing that extra $300 from? Literally what I asked. I was like, what are you talking about? Because I don't see any additional $300. She sent me the Travel Joy. And I said, oh, okay. Right. So be careful when you're pricing, first of all. And secondly, don't be afraid to ask because I would have never known that I was competing with another travel advisor. How would I know that? Right. What is your budget? All clients have an ideal budget and see if there's any flexibility. That is a big thing. Like I say all the time. And if somebody ever tells me they don't have a budget, yes, you do. Even rich people have a budget. Even rich people who have millions of dollars have a budget. Is their budget higher? Yes. But they had to budget to get there. So there's a budget. Do you have a place, time, people, and narrowed down? If it's a group unsure of a number, consider the package option. Okay. So, like, you can do so many cabins. You can hold, I believe, 8 cabins on most cruise lines and do a group. I need at least 8. That works, right? And then you can add more. Same thing with resorts. You can do a group. Oh, wow. What is that? It's a group request ID through Vax. Okay. They give you like an ID, like a code, and you put it in there and you can just add it per room. You need 5 for that. So that's where I would start out if I was doing a group. Okay. But a lot of the times for the qualifications, they have to have stuff like this. They need a place, they need a time, the dates, of course, not actual time, and then people narrowed down. Then, lastly, the biggest one. If I find everything that you were looking for, can you put down a deposit or make the booking within 3 days? If they say no, then what are they doing? They're looking. That's okay. At least I know, right? So, examples of qualifying. Now, this is a message that I sent to actually my aunt. I have now booked quite a few trips for her, and she doesn't do inquiry forms. I love her, but I have to do it like this. So I'm going to give you an example. So, good morning. Hope all is well. Following up to get some more specifics for your trip. Any specific dates in September? How long is the group booking looking to go? Group looking to go. Wow. Were you needing a full package or just the tour? What parts of Ireland are you looking to visit? Right? In the group, are there adults and children? Finally, what is the budget looking like per person? Because it was a group, so I need to know how much they want to spend. And so I can get an idea of where to look, especially for a tour. Thank you for reaching out, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So what did I cover in these simple questions? How long is the group going for? That's dates, and if they're flexible, and if they can give me a range. Were you needing a full package or just tours? I need to know if they need flights. That's really what I was looking for. But if flights means transfers. So I'm just in general, do you want just the tour or are you looking to add a whole package? What parts of Ireland are you looking to visit? I need to know where they want to go so I can book the right tour. And then in the group, are there adults and children? Why? Different prices. Children are going to be cheaper. So I need to know that. And I also need to know the ages too. But they didn't have any kids. I know they weren't, but I just want to make sure. And then lastly, the budget. That's the biggest thing. And I broke it down per person because if it's a group rate. Now, if it's like a family or something, then you can do total, right? Now, example of an inquiry form. Here's mine. This is what it used to look like. So much prettier. So excited. July offer. All right, great. Here's this. Now, this form is going to look funny because it's changed. It doesn't look exactly like this for me anymore. So just ignore the actual things. This doesn't work anymore. I have it now like it's 1 question per slide, but I just use this as an example. So here is my incentives, my offer here, name, email, phone number, what kind of trip do they need exactly? They can pick it. Departure date, return date. Are you flexible? What is the ideal date? Here we go. 5 to 7 days here or something like that, right? How many travelers? Will the children be traveling with you? If yes, please list their ages, right? Number of rooms needed. Accommodation preferences. This tells me their budget, honestly, right here. Destination choice. Where are you departing or your cruise port? Do you need transfers or a rental car? Desired total trip of the budget. Now, I do have a group form that would work a little bit differently than this, but it's the same idea. And then, are you ready to secure your trip with a deposit? Reason for travel. This one lets me know that they're actually going to travel if they have a reason. I like that. And then, would you like to add travel insurance? The risk of not adding it, added here. And then, kindly provide any restrictions, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, I have this exact inquiry form. I did the training. What day did I do that? I just did it. Oh, on last Tuesday. I did it on July 8th. And the recording is on my YouTube and it says perfect inquiry form with jot form. So if you want this exact template, you can actually get it from there. Okay. I gave it to you guys. You can use it, but it looks way prettier than it does on here. All right. So that is an example. I have all of those questions in there just so they can answer them. The top questions, of course, are the deposit one and the what type of trip that you're going to be looking for. The reason why is because I need to know if they can pay. And then two, what type of room tells me their type of budget. If they are looking for something luxurious, then I need to know where to go, right? I can't offer them a Motel 6. I would never offer one. You get what I'm saying? Like I gotta consider the hotel where they want to stay at, right? Understand that the prices you give out can change quickly and make sure you explain that to your client. I'm talking too much. Okay, you see this part right here. I let them know. Are you ready to secure your trip with a deposit once we find the perfect match? Please note, prices may fluctuate until deposit or payment is made. That's what this is talking about. Okay. This part where it says, make sure to explain that to your client before you start reaching out. I've had an instance where I sent out a cruise quote and the next day they came to me and they were like, I want to book it. And I was like, okay, that price expired yesterday, but I'll go check it. When I went to check it, the deposit raised by $250. I don't know why, but it did. So that's important to let them know that because I already told them. I've told them once in the inquiry form that I told them again on their quote. So they are aware until your payment's made, it can change. Next, how to identify bookers. Okay. We've talked about the lookers. We're talking about qualifying. Now we need to know, okay, if you're noting right here in the beginning, this is a booker, you know exactly we got to get out there, we got to go, right? So bookers are going to know exactly what they want, or at least a very close idea. They're going to know their budget because they've already thought about it, more than likely. They're going to understand that your time, and if there's any fees, if you have a person, like if you charge fees and you have a person that's willingly going to pay that fee, they are going to book. Now, are they going to book directly with you? Maybe, maybe not, but they're looking to book because there's no way that they would pay that fee if they were just price comparing, right? So that fee is that's what a lot of people charge is because they know that you're looking to book, right? They know who is going and how many rooms. That can be a starting point, okay? They might know exactly how much they need now, but don't be afraid that they might add more later. They have a purpose for the trip. In other words, they're going whether you book it or not. They have a vivid description of what the kind of experience they're looking for. Sometimes the clients will be like, I want a spa, or I'm looking for something for the kids kind of deal, right? And if they've ever traveled before, it's a plus. People that have traveled before like to travel again. So they already know what to expect. They know that they have to do certain things. It helps us a lot, and they're more than likely going to book because they want to travel regardless. Now, example of what bookers look like. So I need a trip for Thanksgiving weekend. They're going regardless because it's Thanksgiving. I have a budget of exactly $4,000. That's a nice budget, right? So that means that I can work something around it. I need the week of September 1st. Oh, that's Memorial Day, right? Yeah, I think that's, no, not Labor Day. Labor Day. I would like to book a cruise for next summer. That's a good chance of the booker because they know when they want to go and they know exactly how they want to go, right? What is the best pricing I can get for a tour? All right. I want to visit Greece next summer. Now, the best pricing for a tour, that can go either way, right? But it's a good starter point. That means that they're interested in a tour. That means that they know that they want a tour. That's a good starting point. And then I want to visit Greece next summer. Okay. It gives me a time frame. That gives me a type of travel, right? Do you see the qualification parts from the beginning? Let me go back. Do you see how these qualifications are playing a part? This is why I'm saying if you want, screenshot this. I don't care. This is the most important thing. Now that I hear things, I want you to do this. When you're talking to the people, whether it's in text message, pick up the energy. Listen to what they're saying to you. I automatically, when I talk to a client, I immediately open my notes and I start writing out whatever they say. I write it down. I'm listening to how they're talking about a situation. whether it's the travel, because normally they'll have like some backstory, right? I'm paying attention to all of these details and I'm writing them down. So when I'm asking them stuff, I'm listening. Okay, are they going during a season? Like, are they flexible? What is their holiday that they're trying to do? Okay, what type of travel are they taking? Like, what kind of all the travel they need? You see what I'm saying? And you can tell by listening to these responses. That's how we know that they're going to book, because we can hear the season, we can hear the type of travel, we can hear the requirements that they're asking, we can hear the budget that they're looking for. This is how I know it's a booker. And that's how I can tell the difference between somebody who's just looking for a price and who knows exactly what they're booking. These are the people that we want to work with, right? We're still going to give quotes to the lookers, but we're not going to spend as much time as we know through somebody who's going to book. So lookers and bookers. All right. Now, this is going to require some commenting from below. Hello, right? So if you are watching this and you have access to the comment box, feel free to comment. All right. We're going to identify who's looking and who's booking to see if you guys were paying attention. So on the left, we have one message, and on the right, we have another. And I can tell you by reading them if they booked with me or not. Right? Hey girl, I messaged you on Snap. This is a friend of mine, but I'm in a panic. LOL. Is our date sold out? It's not showing on the website anymore. Just kidding. I didn't scroll. I still see it. Oh, let me look. Because I was like, oh crap. I'm not seeing the main one, but I see June 1st, which is fine. And then I told her I sent her my number just in case, because I was like, this is not professional, but okay, fine. Right? I was like, let me send you my number so we can actually talk. And then I said, I'm looking now. It didn't seem sold out yesterday. And then I sent it to her. So in the comments below, let me know. Do you think this person looked or booked? All right. I'm going to tell you. But let's read the other one first. All right. Do you have a Europe package? Okay. What are you trying to do there? I can put anything together. We have tours and such. I just want to visit my family members and friends. Not all at the moment, but let's see. Later and do some sightseeing with my girl. Okay. Oh, yes, I can do that. Just to have a little idea about sightseeing. Oh, there's the word. Switzerland, Italy, France, and Norway. Okay, yes, I can do that. Now, what did I say? I already identified them before I even got done. What did I say? When you're ready to book, let me know and I'll check. Okay. Why? Who? Okay. Before I say why, let's talk about it. The one on the left booked. Absolutely. That was the MSC cruise. The one on the right, nothing. And why? And people might say, well, you kind of shut them down. Let me explain. This right here, automatically a red flag for me. Do I have a Europe package? What do you mean? Okay, that's fine. And then I just want to visit my family members and friends, not at the moment, but later. There it is. And do some sightseeing with my girl. I have to tell you, this man and this woman, they broke up like a week later. It was so sad. Anyways, I'm not even like friends with them. They were just random people, but they were on Facebook and they broke up like the week later. Embarrassing. And anyways, just to have a little idea about some sightseeing. Okay. And then you do have the places he wants to go. But that big red flag for me was not at the moment, but later. So that tells me that even if I give him prices right now, he's not going to book it because he wants to do it later. He's not interested in right now. So that's why I said, oh, okay, yes. When you're ready to book, let me know and I'll check. Now, if he was actually interested in booking, he could have followed up with I'm ready to book now and I want to go on blah, blah, blah. But he was just like, okay, I will, is what he replied. That's a looker. That is a looker. Do not think that this person is going to book with you right now. Now, is it always going to be a looker? Maybe not. But in this exact moment, actually, I have booked a trip with this guy before. In this exact moment, I could tell he wasn't interested in going. Not at the moment, but later. That's it right there. That was the okay. And then the other part that kind of gave me a red flag is just to have a little idea about sightseeing. Okay. That tells me that, you have that moment later, that's the flag. That's kind of how I do it. Here's another one. Ooh, this one's good. Oof, I remember this one. All right, ready? Ready to read some really sporadic text? Hello, my husband and I would like to go on a last minute trip. We can be on a flight within a little as 2.5 hour notice of takeoff. What? We can leave today or tomorrow, June 14th or June 15th of 2023. Whew, this is an old text. Oh, this is actually an Instagram message. Coming back home, we need to land in CLT by 6 p.m. on Monday at the latest. We are interested in all-inclusive food and alcohol resorts and also would consider all-inclusive cruises? What the all-inclusive cruise, etc. Looking to spend under $1,700 for everything, flights, all-inclusive accommodation, etc. City of origin. Who knows their city of origin? Who knows it? Who puts that? Who do you have you? I would never write that. City of origin. Let me know if you have anything. Now, comment below. Looker or booker? Okay. I can't see it because I'm not in my studio, but listen. Not only was this a looker, this was scam. This was fraud. This was fraud. I saw this message and I was like, what? I was like, okay. I was like, well, where do you want to go? And then they never responded. And I thought that was really weird. 3 days later, the account went inactive. That's a fraud. That's fraud. That's a scam. So not only are we identifying lookers and bookers, but we're also out here identifying scammers. Look at us. So pay attention to stuff like this. I want you to learn how to decipher everything that they send you. Feel the vibe, feel the energy. Do you feel the rush in this? Do you feel this person running up on me and rushing me to book this? That is a red flag for me. No, no, no. Now, unless something happened, God forbid, and you need to book it right then and there, okay, I get that. But this is rough. And so I immediately started qualifying. I was like, where do you want to go? Right? Like immediate qualification, no response. That's a red flag. They ghosted me, right? And then her profile was like, it was like spam. I don't know how to explain to you, but there's another one. So a little bit on time loss prevention. Okay. Please, 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 please qualify before you search. Do not just dive in and start searching right away. Qualify them and ask them questions. It's not going to hurt them any. They want you to ask them questions. Always ask if you're unsure. I would rather just ask than send a quote that's wrong. Charge research fees. I am a firm believer in charging research fees, but I'm going to let you know. A lot of people ask me, what do I charge? I cannot tell you what to charge. I can't. I think it would violate probably something. I don't know what it would. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you how much to charge, right? But I myself, I would charge about $20 to $50, $25 to $50, depending on how long they make me look for stuff. If I feel like I am in a spiral and they can't decide, I'm adding it in. A lot of times I like to do this if I'm going like through Vax, I'll add it in. But I find some way to put it in there because they're running me, we're gonna run them too, right? Don't send yourself on a spiral, please. Be considerate of your time. Be how do I say this? Sit in a mindset that you are valuable. That is the biggest thing that changes the game as a travel advisor. You want to know what sets them apart? Because they know that their time is valuable, that they know that their services are valuable. And the moment that you start preparing and making other people view you as valuable, they won't do this as much. And they won't, come in with those, I want some cheap deals, because they value who they are. So I want the best service and stuff, right? Always offer 3 options at first. Don't offer more than that. And honestly, if they have very specific dates and requirements, I will do sometimes just one, if I think that's what exactly they're looking for. And then the biggest thing that I feel like a lot of us spend a lot of time loss on is overthinking a booking. Don't overthink the booking. Don't try to keep pushing for the lowest prices, because the lowest prices give you what? The cheapest commission. We don't want that. Don't just be confident in what you're putting out. Give them exactly what they're looking for. And that's it. That's all you can do. Okay. I'm going to give you an example. This morning, I had an Italy call, right, from that tour. And I went on Exotica. She wanted the tour I gave her. That was the one from Exotica. I saw one on there. And I downloaded the quote from Exotica, slapped some stuff on it from Canva, and sent it out. That's it. There's nothing else I can do about it. I just gave her, because it has to be precise based off the location for the flights, right? And that's what I did. I could have overthought that and made it way more complicated, but that's not what she needs. She just needs the price, where they're going, and what's included. Exotica already did that for me. Slapped in there, puts my logo on every page because I want to make sure nobody steals it. And then I went in there and just, put a little Italy here and there, and boom, I'm done. That's time loss prevention, because a lot of us will get in that mindset where we get stuck in bookings. Don't do that. The idea here is to put out a booking, re-rinse off, get clear of everything, we finish it, we're good, and then repeat. Not to spend days, months, years on bookings. Okay? So if you're new, just consider all of this when you guys start talking to people. Please, it'll help you so much. But I'm going to leave you with this. Okay? This is the last thing I'm going to leave you with. If someone ghosts you, this is something that happens with all travel advisors. If they ghost you, and after you send that follow-up, you sent the info, and it's been about 3-4 days now, you have nothing from them, I want you to do one more thing. Hey, I'm just checking in with you. Let me know if you're ready to move forward. I'd love to help you get booked. Now, at this point, they will more than likely respond. A lot of times they'll go, oh, I'm so busy. I'm so sorry. I forgot. Let me take a look. That's a big thing. If not, if you get no response, I want you to just bless it and release it and move on. There are so many people that I've met in the 3 years of being a travel advisor and being a trainer that will tell me, why, what about this? What about that? If you've done everything that you're supposed to do, move on, because there is somebody else out there that needs to book a trip. Always. Somebody always needs to book a trip. So keep it moving. Okay. All right. So I don't know why, but this makes my face look really white. So of course, one of the questions that I get before I start asking questions or letting you guys ask questions is, where can I find this training? It automatically turns the live and turns into a recording, and then I upload it as well. So as long as you go to my YouTube channel, which is Ash Knows Travel, you will be able to find it there. All right. But now I am open to any questions that you guys feel free to have about this. If not, I hope you guys have enjoyed this training, and make sure you let me know. Comment below, like it, share it, do whatever. Share it with your teams, okay? This is something that every person who is a travel advisor needs to understand. This will save you a lot of time and a lot of heartache, right? That heartache when it's like, oh man, I just wasted all my time on that. We want to avoid that, because that's very discouraging as a travel advisor. How can you avoid it? By doing this. All right. So if you found this valuable today, make sure you like this video, comment below, and subscribe. And I'm going to head to my studio now. So if you have questions, I'm going to answer them in the chat. Like, they have a little studio chat, and I'm going to answer them there. It's on the panel for you. It should be underneath or above to the right. Feel free to ask anything. And yeah, I'm here to help. Thank you guys so much for watching. And of course, you guys can catch me tomorrow